1, 2, 3, 4. Down to the VHS. VHS out of the VHS. It's the 18 of my business. Cause I was out of the house and doing stuff. No easy watch my blemishes. And I guess that's the way it goes. Down to the VHS. VHS out of the VHS. Got no money, smoking crack, saving up for the Betamax. Down to the VHS, VHS, out of the VHS.
Hello.
And welcome to Obscure Tape Time, the show where we watch VHS in their entirety and invite you to suffer along with us.
From start to finish.
What have you been up to since last episode?
I don't remember how long it's been, but not much. I've just been feeling like shit the past couple of weeks, so it's been great. Yeah, it's not really much. My life's not really exciting. It's quite the opposite, in fact.
I had a birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, by the way. I don't think I reached out. What a good friend I am.
I'm old now.
What are you, like
that's done.
63?
Something like that.
Yeah,
All the
something
grays
like
are showing.
That'll be grey before long.
You always press the go live button just as we're like not even ready to sit down yet.
Well, I was especially not ready today. I just have not been ready for anything.
Are you not ready? So have I been doing anything that relates to VHS? I don't think so. No, not really. But no segue into tapes. I'm pretty sure these all three came from the same place, and I'm pretty sure it's the place that cool lady is like really interested in what we do, so deliberately saves us the weirdest tapes. We've already watched a couple that she saved us, the home buyers ones last episode. So
I love those sort of people.
yeah,
People who just
exactly.
get it, whether they fully get it or just like
Interested
get the
enough.
concept.
Yeah.
Like get the you're interested in this thing. That's interesting. You know,
Yep.
Like,
So what these three tapes are, two of them are the same tape.
oh,
And they are just how to enter into business and management for a like eatery, food, cafe. It says Cordon Bleu, so maybe even higher restaurants. But each one of them has a business card in them, and each one of them is a different person, so we know who's to blame for getting rid of the tapes. This was their tapes to be like taking around to get new people to be chefs. But this one's the interesting one. This one is a set done system. It's from Dubbo, Australia. It's an hour long. Actually, it's an hour and 5 minutes long. Step by step, how every single little piece of bakeware their company makes in Dubbo, over voiced by a very kind of rural Australian man. So that'll be fun.
chuck it in.
I'm gonna chuck in the short one first, and then we can maybe watch the other short one last, just in case they're different, which they won't be.
Oh,
Sandwich the bakery video. That makes sense, right?
I think so.
A business in planting succulents. What's that? But that is what is called buying a table at a market and just selling
Yeah.
cuttings in whatever trash you pick up off the side of the road. I like those stalls.
They're nice.
Yeah, and they're
that's what you
right
get.
next to the bake sales, so you can get a sandwich. Bachelor degree in restaurant business. See, we should be paying lots of money for this, right?
Maybe, but
Like, this is one of those videos you watch in TAFE.
everything I know about
Success
working in that
today
industry
in the
just
world of
sucks.
food and wine requires a combination of professionalism and passion, caring for the details, balancing
Thank
the
you.
ingredients, which make the difference between a good meal and a simply great dining venue. It's an
Hopefully that's
exciting
loud enough for the
challenge,
viewers.
and the world is ready to
Or viewer.
richly reward those with the skills and experience to master not only
Well,
the
she won't watch
kitchen,
videos at
but
home with me,
business
so I
as
gotta
well.
do it this way, right?
Managing a restaurant successfully, it depends on mastering many things. Do you want to master your future? Now there's a way. There's one name which the world
Aw,
knows delivers the
that
winning
person
ingredients
spilled the
in
chocolate sauce
culinary
all over
arts
the
and
plate.
education. Le Cordon Bleu.
Le Cordon Bleu, which is a bit of young deer wrapped
First,
in
Le Cordon Bleu
cheese
School opened in Paris in
and
1895,
fried in breadcrumbs, right?
and its reputation for achieving the absolute best in cuisine was
It
soon
could
matched
probably
by its
boost
success
its-
with quality training. And such was the
How's
demand
that?
by the
That's better,
hospitality
mate.
industry that further schools were opened in key cities.
She had 80s
That the Le
purple
Cordon
eyeshadow.
Bleu seal of quality
You
means
need to have
success
some
around the
eyeshadow,
world.
right?
Those who graduate with a Le Cordon Bleu have a great
A
start
Le
to
Cordon
their
Bleu.
career. But don't take my word for it.
I won't.
Hello,
You sound
my
Here's an
name is
interview with
Michelle
every
St.
single
Victor,
one ever.
and I graduated from the Cordon Bleu Grand Diplôme 1996. I am assistant restaurant manager at the New York Palace in New York City.
I like how
The
they
Cordon Bleu gave me the skills and an
they
in-depth
don't have to
understanding
learn
of
the
kitchen.
language to
Now I can
graduate.
deliver a recommendation and a good quality service to
No,
my
of
clients
course
in the
not.
hospitality industry.
That wouldn't make
This role
sense.
relies heavily on staff management and financial and system control.
Staff
And the
management.
fundamentals I learned at LCB have been crucial.
The thing though, if I was going to enter into that industry, I wouldn't want to be
At the
like
Cordon Bleu, not only do we do
at the
classical
upper
French
echelon
cuisine, but we also
restaurants,
do
whatever.
many different
I
types of
ate at an
cuisine
expensive
from all
restaurant
over the
once,
world.
and
Le
it was
Cordon
shit.
Bleu is now
I just
offering
hated
an
the
exciting
experience.
new advanced
Expensive
diploma
restaurants?
and a bachelor
Expensive
degree
restaurants?
in
I ate at
restaurant
an expensive
management
restaurant once and that
in
was
one of the
awful.
world's most
It was like
exciting
$60 for a
destinations.
tiny plate of food.
Australia, where a meeting
was
of
awful.
Eastern and Western cultures has produced
We
stylish,
went to a mid-range
innovative
restaurant
cuisine,
on my
matched
birthday and
with
it was
world's
lovely.
best training.
It had one of your favorite
It's
dishes.
a great
Which
opportunity.
one? I have lots of favorite
Take it.
We
dishes.
had the
at
the
Regency
eggplant
Hotel
honey.
School.
Oh yeah, I do like that, even if it does go straight through me.
As
It
with
was
restaurants,
delicious.
I do love an
names
eggplant
matter.
parm.
and
It
in
was
Regency
a little bit of
Institute,
a
you have a
a
name known
tempura coating on the
internationally.
bottom.
Oh, nice.
It has been
Yeah,
selected
rather than
by
just
Le
the crumb,
Cordon
it was
Bleu,
very
the Swiss
fancy.
Hotel Association, and the South Australian
More
government
places should do that
as the
now.
Asia Pacific
Yeah.
base
Eggplant
of
parm
the
is a-
world's best
I feel like it's
training
becoming
in
a staple in a
hospitality
lot
and
of
the
like
culinary arts.
little
The
beer
care for
places
students is
that don't
great.
usually have an
The
option.
lifestyle
I feel
here in
like
South
beer
Australia is very
freaks and
close to
veganism
the
kind of go hand in
Provence
hand.
down under. And
Well, it is at the
the
places
value for
that I
money
visit.
makes it an
That's because they're all
place to go.
Exactly.
dirty punk
And,
places.
the best
Well, yeah, punk and
restaurant
veganism goes
management
hand in hand as well,
program
so
in the
there you
world.
go.
I'm
Uh-huh.
by saying this, but I believe it's true. And for the best value
I
of
believe
money,
it's true.
with a kind of lifestyle.
Yes, but how many
memories
tens of
as,
thousands does it
you
cost
only
to
live
do this
once.
course?
Regency Institute is a winner of awards for Australia's
This is
best
one of those
training
videos where you
provider
look at the bottom
and
and
for
it
its
says
contribution
recommended
to
retail
tourism.
$200.
Each year, Regency
It
attracts
doesn't,
nearly
but we've had a bunch of
20,000
those come
students.
through.
We have, yeah.
But
That
the
like
best
Freeloader's
statistic
Guide to the
is that
Internet. I think it said it was
98%
worth
of
like
80
$300
find
bucks or
industry
something, wasn't it? It was
positions on
ridiculous. Like
completing
no
their
one's paying
course.
that for this shit.
The reasons for this are many and can be found on a tour of this remarkable location.
Remarkable.
Very impressed by
location.
the discipline of this institute. The lecturers are quite friendly, they're efficient, and they're professional too. And I think the reputation which I'll be getting is going to be valuable all over the world.
I think I
Bringing
know
the
why there's two of
ingredients
these.
together. Regency's lecturing
maybe not.
staff are widely respected.
I'm
for their
kind of thinking
teaching
it's on
and
one of those
technical
systems
skills.
that plays one
can
while the
make
others
invaluable
rewinding,
contacts
and
in
this
the
is one of those
industry
loop
and
videos
take internationally accredited
Sits in
study
the,
programs,
in the office.
providing real-world experience and
Or it could just be
on-the-job
like
training.
We take
maybe
classical
there's one in
techniques very
Melbourne, one in
seriously
like
here.
Sydney.
Quality hands-on training.
Hi,
is our
Napostrof.
hallmark.
Welcome. Welcome
We
in.
use it to take students from the initial culinary skills to management degrees. We develop our students to international standards.
I do
and
like
the
that
ability to
word,
integrate classical
culinary.
principles with
Yeah,
contemporary style.
it is a
and
nice
innovation.
word.
This gives them the tools to master their technical, creative and business roles. The Advanced Diploma in Restaurant Management, leading to a bachelor degree, is a superb balance of classical theory and hands-on training with the full semester devoted to industry placement.
Students will gain in-depth knowledge and practical problem-solving, operational and entrepreneurial
Einstein, oh wait.
skills.
Never mind.
Perfect ingredients.
The mustache is
Perfectly
lovely and
balanced,
bushy.
providing
Yeah.
a passport to work anywhere in the world. Regency is ideally situated a few minutes from Adelaide, the city at the heart
Radelaide.
of Australia's
Love
food,
Radelaide.
wine and festival culture. Set
We were
between a
going to go to
beautiful
a punk
sandy
gig in
coastline
Radelaide, but it
and
fell through.
picturesque hills,
Aw.
which are home to wildlife, wineries and pioneer towns, Adelaide offers a
I'd
cosmopolitan
like to go to Adelaide
lifestyle
just to
built
be
around
there
the
for
arts,
a week.
gardens,
Yeah, but if there's
galleries,
a punk
and
like
Australia's
festival-
highest
Yeah, I know.
concentration
But I
of
mean,
quality
It happened
restaurants
over, like,
serving authentic
like now, I think
international
it's happening.
cuisines.
My life is just
Living and studying at Regency is a delight.
Yeah.
The campus is set in parkland.
It's hard.
Amazing.
Offering both
It's
kinda
peaceful
hard,
concentration
man.
and
Like,
relaxation.
Full of adventure
Plus,
and
a good
excitement and really
choice of
cool things.
activities.
Yeah, look, people always
To
talk
help you
about you
enjoy
become a
your
parent and
time
then
here
like you
and to
don't have
achieve
as much
your
time for
best,
things anymore.
Students
But
are given every support
feel like
for any study,
being
health,
a parent
or
to a
personal
special needs
issues
kid
which may
is
arise.
like worse
Lecturers
than
are
that.
always on hand,
Because now
and
like
there's a student support services unit offering full counselling.
it's just
2
way harder
doctors,
to do anything
and a special
than it
international
realistically should be, I
division,
guess.
which helps oversee
I can't
students
really
with
just go out without
accommodation
it being a big
and
deal.
provides an orientation
full-time
program
jobs.
to make acclimatization
like it.
easy.
I'm a qualified chef. I'm just
Did you
doing
see
this
they
to
had,
further my
they had
studies and improve my career
arcade machines
prospects.
before?
With the lecturers, they're very
I want an
professional, but
arcade
they're also
machine.
very eager to
Pinball.
help
Next
you.
time we watch the
They're
video
very
after the other
approachable.
one, we'll
If you
have
go and see
to
them at
look
any
out for
time,
what
they'll
exact
discuss
games they're
anything
playing.
with you and go over anything you need to know.
I think what I've enjoyed most is the lifelong friendships of
Oh,
staff
how much is her
and
name
fellow
worth in
students
Scrabble?
from around the world.
I want to work in the industry in a management position, so Regency is a great place to give you the confidence and the work experience to be able to do that.
Good job.
In
Susie
these ways,
Badge.
Le Cordon Bleu and Regency Hotel
I wanna
School
know
provide
Susie
winning ingredients.
Badge.
Achieving the right balance. Here is your
No.
recipe for
Glasses, what
success.
a geek.
All the better.
Can I go to
read
the
your
school just to
boredom.
just to be the jock?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What's up, nerds?
Pushing people around,
Yeah.
only learning how to cook the same foods that you'd get in a tailgate.
To be fair, the idea of a tailgate sounds fucking amazing to me.
I know,
I wish
right?
it was something we did here. Wouldn't that be
Well,
amazing?
the closest thing we get is just nipping down to the Bunnings so I can do some housework. Sausage.
Yeah, and that is a great part of the culture. But, you know, I would love it if
Ooh.
instead we could...
There's your bachelor degree information.
Yeah. Did you work placement for the second semester? That's
They even
actually-
have their own segment called Le Cordon Bleu Cuisine, both A and B. So you do
wine
food, wine,
studies.
and philosophy too, but also their super specific Le Cordon Bleu Basic Cuisine A and B course. So you
Which-
can work specifically in their
Well, that's
restaurant.
going to be the wank course, where it's like, here's how you rip people off more by telling them that your food is like of a higher quality, even though it's not that much better than like a random cafe in a country town, you know?
Put adjectives around the nouns, you reckon?
Or just serve it up so it looks a certain way.
I accidentally
Presentation, that's all you're paying for.
spilled- Most of the presentation is I accidentally spilled the sauce.
Do you remember the time we went to that jazz bar?
Maybe.
You don't, do you? Well, I do, because it was one of the best experiences of my life, because it was just like so chill, and the drinks weren't actually that expensive, and there were just jazz bands playing the whole time. I don't even remember how we ended up there. Maybe we were gonna go somewhere else, and again plans fell through, and we just ended up finding a jazz bar. But either way, yeah, you and I ended up at a jazz bar once.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
And yeah, it was just like the best fucking time, and it wasn't super expensive. Man, that experience is way better than going to an expensive restaurant and getting ripped off and being like, oh yeah, it's fancy people. Like, I'm sitting in the same chair that the fucking president of, God, who gives a shit what country sat in once.
We
And
ended
I'm
up
eating
at
the-
Shot Kickers once too.
What's that?
We ended up at Shot Kickers once too.
I think that was on purpose, though. Oh no, the first time wasn't, was it?
No, we just
First
ended
time
up
we
there
went,
and
we
it's
just
like, oh,
decided,
they
let's
have
go check it
punk
out.
bands here, and there's a punk night on tonight, and that's all they do all week. And the guy just went across the road. Why is he across the
No,
road?
the first
He's
time
meant
we
to
went
be
there
on stage.
was before a wrestling show.
Oh, yeah.
I remember we went in there and we were like, oh
We'd
man,
have
if
to
we
come back.
we were like, if we'd known this was a thing, we wouldn't be going to wrestling. We'd just hang out here instead.
Free music.
That place. Maybe one day I can trust myself to have a beer again and I can go back.
We're back to the Shot Kickers. Or you could go to Dubbo.
No thanks.
Okay.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Is there anything actually good in Dubbo? Never been.
Seaton's bakery equipment of Dubbo is an innovative family
got
business.
bakery equipment.
Founded in 1975
Still?
by Frank
Or do they
Seaton,
not anymore?
made famous by the Seaton
they
system,
might
which
still.
single-handedly revolutionized
research.
pie making, offering savings of up to 75%.
Pie
Their
making?
superior systems have made Seaton's
Okay,
a
that's pretty
leading
rad.
manufacturer in the Southern Hemisphere, and
Oh,
their
we're gonna
equipment is
learn
exported
about
worldwide.
every piece of this
Seaton's
pastry
expertise has
line.
helped many large and small operators to be considerably more profitable. Seaton's, your pastry equipment innovators.
Hello,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
Frank Seaton, founder of Seaton's Bakery Equipment, and here in this factory in Dubbo,
Seaton
New South
Australia,
Wales, Australia.
Australia-wide, and they
Myself,
don't just do bakery
the wife,
equipment.
Margaret,
they do safety
Bez,
equipment.
Chris, and Terry, my sons.
What's that? Like
run a
trolleys to
family
move
business,
things, moving
unique,
equipment.
Probably
I
within
think
the
that
world.
makes sense. I mean,
in
let's be
making
honest.
bakery
Unless you're
equipment
like
for the particularly
significantly
for the
upgrading
bakery
the
industry,
technology on a very, very
and
regular, affordable
particularly even
basis,
further onto pies and
you're probably
to
not selling a
flatbread
whole lot of this
and
stuff
pizza lines.
every year.
Now,
Yeah.
this is
Well, I guess maybe. I'm sure there's a
initially
bunch of
where the
bakeries that
Seaton
have
bakery
opened, but-
equipment.
I'm
firm
enjoying the
started
transfer
in
of the
making
video because
pie pellets
that
out of loose
glitching
tins.
isn't our
These
video
pellets
or
save
the
a
VCR because
great
it
amount of
goes to
work
normal
within
and nice
themselves. You can see them
in
here.
different shots.
These
That's their
pellets are made
transfer.
for,
It
for
is.
making up pies, and party pies is here showing many different varieties and shapes up to family pies. And these, along with the Seaton Cooker Depositor, was
I
the
like the pies
initiation
that are
where
rectangle
Seaton's
'cause they
actually
fit in your
started.
mouth better.
Initially, we were
Yeah.
for 25 years bakers
Yeah, and I
before
find
that.
they're often like
And a lot
a
of this
better,
equipment is
like vertical size as well.
designed by
Sometimes
us
the round ones just sit too high
specifically
up.
for the requirements of
I
the
remember when
baker,
they were
and
selling
very
some
much
of
the baker and his problems
long
in
pies
mind.
at the service
This
station.
is
They were
showing
advertising them
quickly
as
here
travel
the
pies,
Cooker
like you meant to
Depositor,
eat them while you're
which was
driving.
the twin and
I'm
match
like,
to
you know
the
that advertise
pellets.
that. That's not
Now this,
good.
That's why
instead
they
of
don't
handling
call them
hot
driving
meat, this
pies.
meat is
Not
cooked in
anymore.
this pot.
They still call them travel
With
pies.
the
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Nice.
seasoning is added, as
sell them
you
at
see
work.
here, the thickening
Cool.
is added, and then it's pumped directly from there. There's no more meat handling. Insurance problems are over. You're directing the meat straight from the cooking pot into the pies at a
This guy sounds like he's
preset
commentating
regulated
a horse
quantity
race or
to each
something.
pie. And here's the
Realistically, in the
pellets being laid
apostrophe,
out
yeah,
here.
you
lay
could
out
make any
14
kind of pie with this
14
stuff.
dozen of those in about 14
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that
seconds, and
meat
he'll
pies
make
aren't
up
exactly
about
a
14
thing for
dozen
most
pies
of the
in about
world.
14
Yeah.
minutes.
Like they've only just
He will
become
commonly
a thing
do
that they
60
accept in
dozen
England
pies an
because
hour
they're
with
like,
one
no, we
man,
like
and
the
this
pork pie thing, but then they didn't
combination
understand the
of
rest of it. And now
this
they do.
equipment has
because
cut
they've
out
got
75% of the manufacturing of making
what's
of
that
meat
place
pies.
called?
And of
Greg's.
course,
I
following
know
on
Greg's
from
now.
that, right
I know they
down
do a
the
lot of
line, we
pies at
have
like football stadiums
into
there.
the higher production lines,
I don't know
of
what
pastry
kind of pies
lines,
they
of
do
pie
there, but-
lines, mini lines, multi lines,
Is that meat slurry
and
tube?
computer now lines.
The only reason I
And
know that
of course,
is because there was a
no
story
limit,
of a goalkeeper who like
no minimum and no limit to what quantity.
there was
the
like a
Seaton
thing where
system can
one of
be
the
of
betting
advantage
sites put a
to
thing
you
on
as a
saying,
baker.
"Will this guy go and eat a pie?"
This
Yeah.
is a
And he
preset
did.
quantity
Yeah.
going
But,
into
like, he got in
pies,
trouble.
And later on,
You
And it
shouldn't be
was-
carb loading
we will
halfway through the
see
match.
in much more detail.
I think
this
I don't
process
even
going
know
through
exactly
and
what it was,
explained
but
in
like
much more detail as to what the
Oh,
how
tortilla.
the
either way,
system
it's like
works.
why the hell is
But
he
quickly we'll
getting
run through all the
in trouble
products.
for this shit?
And
Like
for all of these products, we need pastry.
he didn't make them
For all of these,
add the thing to
for
the
all of
betting
these,
website.
we
He
need to
just did
flatten
it.
the pastry before it goes to the pastry break. And here's the Seaton pastry press being demonstrated
A
here
Seaton
quickly.
pastry
Now, a
press.
very, very large block of paste can go into this, or a very small block. It can be brought down depending on the quantity in there, how thick it finishes up. But in this particular case, he's doing about a 25 kilo block of paste in this machine. And he'll drop that over onto the pastry master pastry break.
Yeah, that's somewhat
Where
similar.
he will fold it and run it through and fold it.
But it's a
and
family
make
one.
puff
We cut it
pastry, a
into
Scotch
Yeah,
pastry
chunks
mix
rather than
here.
hand
And
pies.
that could also
Probably
be done
more
the same thing
comparable
with
to
that
like a
pastry
shepherd's
pressing block
pie, I
could be
guess.
used for doing scrap and offcuts
Looks nice,
to
though.
run that through and
Maybe
block
I'll
it up ready
cook that
again
for
to
the
go through the
family
pastry
sometime
press.
next week.
Very sturdy machine and strongly built. But the quantity of pastry being used in Australia is very often it's the only machine really solid enough to take the rugged work that some of the bakers give them here in Australia.
That rugged Australian pastry.
And again, the glossing unit
Puff
after
out
the
here in
products
the
are
outback.
made, the products can be the pies
Fair
or
income.
the sausage rolls, pasties, whatever they may be, can go through the glossing unit. This machine has also been used for doing buns and that type of thing with sweet sugar. Very simple machine for glossing, for glossing different products. This may be water, it may be egg wash, it may even be a light syrups and so forth that will run through. But a very simple machine, as most of the
That is
machinery
really
you'll
cool,
see
though.
here is simple machinery that will
The
do
guy
a wonderful
decided
job.
I want to invent
Now
this
this is the
because pies are too expensive.
Mark 9 filler,
What a
or the
legend.
baker's mate commonly called. Now this, as you'll see here very quickly, will do a multitude of work and different jobs, unlimited in its application for the baker for filling continuous
lots.
sausage rolls or for filling and topping of many other products. Now all sorts of adaptations
triangle
can be on
meat
this
slurry
machine.
cup.
We can put different ends on this machine, but commonly it's only the straight end used for filling
For some reason,
pies,
I'm just
pasties,
reminded of
and
that
sausage
whole
rolls.
thing where one of those
It will
celebrity
fill a
chefs
chunky
tried to
mix
like
individually,
get
intermittently.
kids to stop
one
eating
spot,
chicken
was
nuggets.
Jamie Oliver.
Yeah, that's
continuous
right.
intermittent spot,
And he showed them all
or
the
continuous
beaks and the feet that
run,
went
as
into
you
the
see
nuggets.
here
And he said,
now.
now, who still wants to
And
eat
that
chicken
can
nuggets?
be
And everyone went,
sausage roll.
Every kid was like,
"Eh."
"Hell yeah,
Onto the
dude!
bench.
Give me some
He
nugs,
just
dude."
switches it off. He's got control of that machine
And he
in
was
his hand.
very upset.
In the other hand, he's got a switch, and he switches it off. He comes
Fucking
to the line.
wrecked.
He runs it across here again, and he can do.
And you
these
know
sausage
what? I
rolls
stand
here.
with the kids on that
Equivalent
one
to anything
anyway,
you'd do in a
because
piping
like,
bag, and better. And
let's be
faster.
honest.
Now here it's a preset.
Isn't that
quantity
gross?
with each of these.
Chicken nuggets
Same-
were
same
better
machine.
back
It's a
when it
Mark
was
9
that
with a-
because
with
they
a set
changed it
for
so it became
a
breast
certain
only.
amount
They
of
were all
time
dry
for running and a
sets.
certain amount of time for
I
filling.
prefer the skinny
Very
beak
accurate in
old
the
ones than
application,
the
and the
shitty
filling
breast
can
new
be
ones.
intermittent.
The shitty
like
My
breast
whole
new
thing
ones,
is-
you
and it can
need
put-
that
this
dipping
is a
sauce. The old
meat-based
ones you
filling.
didn't. You just had to pick out the
Again,
gristle
you
and
can,
flick
it's
it.
for hand
Look, all I'm
operating,
saying,
hand
right,
turning,
is
or it can go onto the machinery. As you'll see a
most
little
food on the
later.
market is shit
And
for you
again,
anyway.
here it's used for filling pies. Now, the Mark 9 or the
Who
Cook
gives a
deposit,
fuck as long as
whichever
it
you might
tastes
like
good
for
and it's
cooking
not
for meat,
making
depending
me
on the,
directly sick right now?
application. And here again, he's filling pies using
Really
the
could give a shit.
Mark 9,
Man, that's
but
so
he put hot
efficient. Look at
meat
that.
into that machine to fill it.
Some
It doesn't matter
true
if it's hot
blue
or cold
Aussie
meat, either one
efficiency
will
right
run
there.
through. The quantity is preset.
I am enjoying
and,
the meat
the
slurry
timing
too.
is set.
Just put it in my
again, here
mouth.
we're putting some apples through.
Blech.
This could be different
Blech.
fruit products.
Blech.
It could be icing. It could
It
be
could
a lot
be
of other
icing,
things.
but
It
it's
could
not.
be many other products.
It's
If you're
corn
doing
relish.
icing of bar cakes, again, that
Still
could
want it in my
be,
mouth.
could be used for that with a special adaptation fishtail end on it. Now you'll see him here. He's pumping apple, quite a chunky apple,
Oh, the apple pies.
and that's going through
Yep.
with
Once again, straight in the mouth.
Yeah.
complete
Inject that
accuracy
in my
on every
butthole if you
fill.
have to. That's I
And
want that.
ease of
We
doing
made some
it.
apple and
Of
rhubarb
course, the
over
normal
last
thing would
week
be
or
to
so.
run your apple first and your lighter products first, and then follow through with the heavier and darker products, and eventually you're only washing the machine out once at the end of the day, and that takes about 3 minutes flat. There's
Yeah, a little bit of apple in your meat
difficulty
pie's
in
fine.
the cleaning on this machine. Another one of the
Seriously,
highlights
yeah,
of it, in
fine.
fact.
I'm sure it tastes good
Uh,
that way, actually.
It's so easy to clean
Would
it,
add a
rinse
nice
through, and you can
little bit
see
of
all
flavour.
parts and see how clean it is. And of course, these
This
are
is still
handmade
very labor
pasties.
heavy. Like, you're
Again,
still
with
Not
a
really.
little larger fill, a little more
well,
quantity.
not for like a
He's
little
filling,
local bakery,
apple
but like
flans here.
if you're
Now, that's
sending them
preset
out like
quantity.
a,
Every one of those will have the same amount
Well,
in
the
them.
thing is, bakers
and
start
he will
work
fill
really
those,
early.
After he's done his.
And if you're sending
turnovers,
stuff
he then
out,
comes over,
you're probably going to
slightly
have
adjusts
either
the
multiple
filling
bakers
time,
doing this,
and he will fill a
or
larger quantity.
well, either way, you're going to have
If
enough
he wants a
resource,
single
right?
spot,
And you'll
well,
have the
he-
manpower to
he can
match
organise
at least
to have that
somewhat.
done also.
So
Now,
I
this
can't
is
imagine
the-
it's
You can see
too
that
horrible.
quite chunky fill.
There
Now
you
with
go,
a
there's a
different end
shepherd's.
set on the machine, he can use this for topping his potato
got a
pies. And,
big old tub of
with
mashed
the
potato
with all
behind
sorts of
Fucking-
fittings
now
that
that
fit on the end
inject
of a
into my
piping bag can be
veins.
fitted onto the end of this unit. And again, as I say, the fishtail for wide flat icing, although not shown here. but he's topping his potato pies here before they're baked, and with a fancy end. Now that
Fancy
same
end.
unit can be used in conjunction with handmade sausage rolls, or
You better not
set
put
up
that back.
for a 4-row
No, fuck
mini
that.
line or multi-line specifically for sausage rolls, and quite capable
Let
of
him go.
handling high
Oh!
quantities that would be needed
Oh,
for
slow the
the
machine
high-speed production
down!
of sausage
Slow
rolls.
down, dude!
Now, this is only a one-man operation, so you've got to turn down to a reasonably slower speed.
Whoa.
But he's keeping himself active and fully active all the way.
Now that's
the meat would be
automation.
then fed into a manifold for this particular unit. That's why it needs to be
A
a soft
manifold.
and a smooth
so
fill.
good, though.
It's a
To
sausage
do
roll
4
maker.
rows
It's called
at a
a
time out of the
manifold.
Mark
How
9
good
filler.
is that?
And this is a mini line with a setup and
Some dude just
running
hated making sausage
at
rolls
this
that
stage.
much.
And as you'll see a little later, you can also do the use that same mini line, but with a different filler for
I like
pasties.
that you can just
Now,
buy
just
like
another
a
thing that
carpet
can be done
roll
on
of
the
pastry.
mini line.
Yeah,
Who
Starting
attached
to get
to
a little bit
it.
more into the mini line setup
Was
here.
probably making it, honestly.
Mini line,
Shush.
multi-
Especially
any of
back
these
then.
lines, any of these makeup
Less
lines
so now. Now I
can be
imagine
cut,
they
you
buy
cut
in bulk.
circles.
See now
if you
that
want
one
them
with the
like this.
holes in it.
And by
Hell
running
yeah.
them underneath the cutter, by having a secondary belt going at a
Go
slower
put
speed,
it on a
these are
kebab
much
stick
easier picked
and then
up if
just
you have
like
a use
pour
for
jam all
circles.
in it.
And these will come through and you'll pick up a mass of those cut, and the scrap is removed fairly automatically. Now here is actually a multi-line in action with a 4-row universal filler Mark II filler that will fill. It's 4-row, but it's only 2 rows working. And the beauty of these Mark II fillers on the Mark II filler is that you can cut off 2 rows, 1 row, or what you like. It's fed through the Seaton pasty making unit.
They're pasty
and
makers.
Then fed
they've
through
got everything
and
here.
folded, cut, and
Whoa.
picked up and
I feel
put
like
on
this is mostly
onto
just
trays.
like the same
Now,
handful of things with different
Again,
attachments.
this is
It's
a
pretty rad.
very simple and easy operation.
That's what I'm saying. Like somebody just couldn't be
Going,
fucked and
going
said, "I
further
want
on
to
the
make this easy."
multi-line and going a little bit larger
It's
line with,
got a
with
wee-woo
2
on
sheeting
top.
heads on
Here's
here.
a wee woo on top.
Getting very close up to what we call a computer line, and this has got a 2
computer
sheeting
line.
heads. Now these sheeting heads are mainly used for joining in between each lot
It's
of
like that thing that Lord
each roll
Byron's
of
daughter
paste, because
invented.
it's set to join the 2 sheets of paste together and maintain a continual and an even flow of pastry onto the bench. They're all maintained with. The speed is maintained to keep the loops out of it on the feed onto the pie tins, and the loops are kept at a gentle, non-stretch situation all the time, so there's no time there's any stretching can be done. The joins are joined through, and then it's kept feeding, the pastry is kept feeding onto the top of the pies or the bottom of the pies, in this case, all the way through without any stretch and tear, and therefore you don't have the shrinkage. Now this is we've got the press feet here, the pre-press feet and preformers. They are pressed in, double through, and they feed then underneath the filler. Again, the Mark II universal filler. 4 rows working here on hot fill, hot soft fill. That could be these same units would work the same thing for 4
That's
rows.
a dark mixture.
Continuous sausage roll.
Is it chocolate?
But you notice the accuracy here. The fill is a clean fill on all occasions, and then it's fed back underneath the second sheet ahead. The second sheet ahead is controlling the quantity of paste and the speed that pastry is fed on. Then it's fed through to the patented post stampers from Seaton's that ensure a very good fill on every occasion. The pies are filled out in the bottom on all occasions. There's no air bubbles underneath them. It removes the air, settles the pie down, and makes a perfect shaped pie on every occasion.
Every occasion.
Now here he is removing this offcuts by hand, because this machine is going only probably about 25% of its capacity would be the normal capacity, but it's the first night in, and he's just removing that by hand, as many people do because there's not a great deal of work for anybody to do to pick up the pies and put them away. Now here's a 6-row machine. It's 800mm wide machine.
It must be cold in
And
there,
that's a
otherwise that
6-row.
pastry would just
They have
stick to
a
itself.
800mm wide pastry break, so they wanted a 800mm wide machine. Want to utilise their fill, and here's a 6-row Mark II filler. and that will fill quantities. Now there's many adaptations on these fillers also, many outlets on these fillers for different products. For a very runny, stringy type of fill, you may have cut-offs of all kinds and cut-off valves of all kinds. And for muffins and that type of thing, you can put different outlets on them, and they will
That's a
work.
good
They will
temperature.
deposit right down into the tin, lift up and draw back.
I wish it was that temperature
Many different
right now.
It's 30 today.
Nozzles available for these
probably
fills
got
of all
some.
kind, but in
Okay.
most cases it
Run
only is a
about
simple,
4 or 5
straightforward
days of
90
30s
degree
next
or
week as
45
well.
degree filler. Now this is a high-speed 600 millimetre wide machine. In fact, it's 800, but it's only using 600 millimetre wide onto the party pies, and it's filling at the moment about 30,000 an hour of party pies.
30,000
Again, the
party
treater
pies
head
an
is
hour.
seen here, keeping a loose
crazy.
control loop on it all the time, and the roll of coming off the roll of
Monday,
paste. Plenty of room in this
Who's
particular
having a
machine
party?
for the joining of the paste. And the scrap removal is done automatically on the high-speed machines. It's desirable.
Dang, that's bad.
Now this has to be discussed on
What are you
order,
going to do with the scrap?
because certain requirements are required in the type of pie pellets that you can use. Now, of course, it can do party
Certain
pies.
requirements are
This
required.
high-speed machine, party pies or square pies, round pies, you'll see later on in the video. And you'll see this is also the family pie. Now, the family pie can go through on very much the same setup. On this particular case, it's a high-speed machine. It's got automatically fed bottom paste. And the tops are fed on by rolls. It's fed under the Mark 6 filler here, shown.
Did he
It's a
record
special
this all in
function
one
filler,
go? He's
capable
getting
of
tired
doing very,
already.
very large
Yeah,
jumps, even up to an inch and a
I
quarter.
feel like this was edited together,
half
and then he
apricots,
watched it and
mushrooms,
narrated it.
and so forth. And this is fed from the bank of 5 cookers set up in a row from the
There's a lot of
Seaton
cookers in Australia these
cookers.
days.
And then it's fed over again to the Mark 6 filler,
What's that
special
in
function, large chunk
Oh,
filler,
just
and
conspiracy
fed
theorists.
through. And
Oh.
this is family pies being fed through here, of course, and
They're
there's up
commonly
to
known as
a million
cookers
pies a
these
week
days.
being done in this particular place. And
'Cause their
they've
brains are
chosen the
fried.
Mark 6 filler
And they
for
make
a particular
half-baked
reason.
theories.
And this is where the
Hey, I like
rolls
that.
are fed onto the tops of the pies through the joining head, through under the post dampers, the cutting roller, and through to the automatic scrap removal, as you see here. Now this is quite a
What do you
simple
do with the
operation,
scrap?
as you can see. And provided the trays
That's
are
the
made
best,
right,
though,
the
just an
automatic
automatic
scrap
scrap
removal
removal,
can
just
be
like-
fitted onto most machines. These pies
It
are
looks
then
grosser
fed
than
out
the
through
meat
underneath
slurry
the
pipes.
glossing unit,
Grosser. I just want to
and
eat those
then
scraps.
ready for the oven.
The scraps
And
look
as
like
this is a high-speed
stretched out.
machine, a lot of pastry is
Skin,
required.
skin.
Therefore,
It is.
Fuck you.
very often you need to go to high
Skin
production
pies.
pastry, fully in line, either puff
Man,
paste,
you one of
commonly
those
used in Australia,
dudes
is
that
a
eats
puff
the
paste
raw
on top,
pastry.
and
No.
the
I can't stand that.
short paste on the bottom. It's just basically a one-fold short paste, all in
It's
mix.
one of those things that,
And,
like,
the
because I
puff paste
enjoy
is very
the
often
idea of
what
that
we call
texture.
the Scotch method, which is
I'm
all
always
in
tempted,
just lightly mixed,
but I just know in my head, like,
laminated
it
through
will
and
never
up
be
to
as good as what it is in my
144
brain.
layers. Of course, one of the Seaton extruders here being shown. Now this is for the
Extruders.
some of the custom
like, you
built
know,
machines.
I mean, this
This is
isn't
a
normal,
custom
but I'm
built
going to say it
machine.
like it
It's,
is. When you're
a
like
pizza plant
on the highway
doing,
and you just think to yourself, like, I could
a
just jump
very
out the car
wide
right now and go,
extrusion
wee!
there, 800
And you're like, that
millimetre
sounds
wide
fun, but
extrusion.
in reality
This
is
can be up to
you
a
just
metre
get
wide.
hurt and die.
And
I think that
then
is
it's
normal.
fed through.
You know what I mean?
It's cross-pinned, which is essential on very, very essential on to get the relaxation right on paste, and then went through, commonly through another roller, and then goes through a proofer. And for the particular pizza line, it goes through the
pizza
line is cut into circles.
Pizzas with the singing
The
and everything.
offcuts
This
go
is
back
the
to mixer
greatest
or to
machine
the
that has ever been
extruder,
invented in the history of
and
humanity.
the pizza
We should
circles
buy
then
one.
go onto the oven.
Fuck that, I'm
would
buying
be
10.
prior to being just
Send 12 to my house
prior to
right
that they
now.
are sprayed
I wonder
with,
how many of your pizza
tomato
ovens
sauce,
that you sat in front of
tomato
actually
juice,
have been
and
set
these
to
are sprayed before they go to the
I
oven.
would imagine,
and
like,
gives them a
some of them.
probably
an
most
effect
of them.
quite a good effect on the par baked
Especially
pizza,
most
pizza
older
line.
ones, I imagine.
Now the oven, the mixer.
Oh, cool. This
the,
one, they've set it to par bake. So they cook it
the
and
oven
they
and
wrap
the
it and put it in the freezer.
extruder.
Oh,
the
so
whole
this is just
line is
making
made
frozen
at Seaton
nuts
by
here.
Seaton's.
Man, yeah, I want this.
Is available, but they are a custom-built unit. Now these are all available.
They're an absolute unit.
This particular machine's working about 2.5 metres
So
a
many
minute.
pizzas.
You know what they
And,
look
I
like?
think it's about
And it's making me sad to think
2,500,
about. They
12-inch
look like
pizzas
the
an hour it
old
runs
style
through.
frozen pizzas
And of
that
course,
like
very
Safeway
close,
used to
very
have.
similar to a pizza line is
They
the
stopped
flatbread
doing.
line,
Those
done
were
very
fucking
much
delicious.
the same way.
You know, the
It's
closest thing you
extruded
can get is
through,
the Aldi ones.
as you see there at a
and
very
they're
slow rate.
good, but just not as good.
And extruded through. It's dusted with flour and sheeted, cross-pinned and then sheeted and sheeted again.
Whoa,
and you get
exposure.
a very thin sheet of dough going through. Now, one of the things with all of these products, whether it be pastry for pies or whether it be the dough for pita bread or flatbread or
Pita bread.
pizza plants, is to bring that to
I love
extend it
bogan
sideways so
sometimes.
that we take the tension sideways, remove
Oi,
the tensions
Pita,
out of it, we
this is
create
your bread.
a structure
I like that.
within the
Thanks, mate.
pastry or the dough, and that is stretched sideways, then goes onto the rollers, is extended lengthways, and taking therefore an even texture and giving a good texture and a good structure to the product before it's made. Now it's then run through for this particular product, flatbread, it's run through a short prover, then run through underneath the circle cutter.
Prove it.
Well,
Offcuts
in the
are
Bible.
removed and taken back to the mixture mixer or the extruder, whichever. The
Jesus
finished
says,
product
"Let
is
there be
going on then
pies."
to another further proof,
Let be pies.
and then before it goes into the oven.
What shall we have for our last
now,
supper, Jesus?
This
Pies.
is again
Hooray.
each of these are made to the customer's requirements, and they must be
But they must
quite a bit
be
of
made
detail
with certain
before the process
equipment.
of ordering is necessary
plop,
to
plop,
know
plop.
what quantity, what speeds, and
You
so
know me,
forth you
I'm a
need. But
picky
this oven
eater,
is
so we
only
will be
doing
having
about
party pies.
1.8 metres a minute, and therefore it's
Plop, plop, plop.
looks a fairly
Plop.
slow process.
You know I
But
prefer
there's
the
still
ratio
quite a lot of product
texture.
coming through. This is just prior to going to the oven.
Oh, we've
Now
got
they're
the night vision now.
in this particular
See what
case,
happens inside.
trying to eliminate the
Do you reckon Jesus was autistic?
Yeah.
bubble or the
I think anybody who
pocket
you know
in
by
the
name
bread.
would be some sort of
And,
spicy.
This is going
Just
through into
anyone
the
famous
oven.
in general.
The oven is set.
Anyone who
you'll
did
see in a
anything
minute,
of
a little
note.
bit too warm
Yeah.
because we are
You
getting
are
a pocket
autistic.
in this particular product. But obviously, if you wanted to make a pocket bread, quite easily to do so with a
Pocket
bit more
bread.
heat and
Yeah.
not the docking
Stuff
and
that shit
prior
with all
to,
kinds of shit.
and would get a much faster rate. But now this particular machine, the pastry side of it, the makeup side of it was made by Seaton's.
Isn't it funny
the
that
oven was
like
not, but it can
baking
be made
itself
by,
is like
by
an
Seaton's.
exact science
we
and
can make
pretty
the
hard
ovens
to
for,
master, but then
these
it's
type
really
of
easy to
lines.
automate.
I think it makes sense
The Seaton
because
system.
machines
The Seaton
can
system
just
motto is there's always a better
get
way.
the ratios right, you know, like
Seaton's will strive to carry that out while ever they are in business. Now, the Seaton system in Australia to streamline and upgrade
So
the
much
quality
brown.
and economy in the manufacture of meat pies in Seaton's own bakery. As you can see, the range has expanded to many other products. This segment of video, however, will show you the original Seaton system as it originated. First,
think you
you
got a
need
break.
Seaton
That's good.
pie pallets with the open grid system for cleanliness, allowing heat to circulate and penetrate, giving a perfect bake all over the pies at all times. All the shapes are available: round, square, oval, party pies and family pies, and continuing to develop further shapes and sizes for the general bakery industry.
No, they didn't. There's no other shapes yet.
We'll now show you
like there's been like
Seaton
smaller
cooker,
rectangles,
able
and they
to
have those
cook
little square party
200
pies at
litres
some
of filling
places.
in 45
Yeah.
minutes.
Oh,
with the stirrer
triangles.
going, which eliminates all
Yeah,
chance
me
of
too.
burning. The water is added, the meat is added, brought to the boil, and then the thickening is added. It is as easy as it
Steamed
looks,
hams.
and it is a very safe process where no handling of the meat after it's cooked. It's pumped directly straight through the bottom there and straight out into the
Never touched
pie.
by human hands.
Now he will add about 50% of water and 50% of meat,
Always use the tongs.
which will make a first-class and superb pie.
Suburb
He will
pie?
add the seasoning as it's cooking. He'll bring it to the boil,
City
and then
pies
he
are
will
different.
add the thickening there. Now with
That's
the
why they always
stirrer
taste better
going,
in
that
the country.
stirs the thickening in and makes a nice, smooth and even mix and give it ready to pump straight
I
out
think the
into
reason why they
pies.
taste better in the country is because they've
Usually
been
give
sitting
it
there for
about
2
10
days.
minutes and lay out the pellets.
It's not good for your digestive
Now he's
system, but
laying
it's
out
good
the
for your taste
pelletised
buds.
pie tin. In this case,
I
he's
imagine
using
it's
square
probably 'cause they
pie
live
tins.
close
He'll
to
lay
the
out 14
farms.
dozen pie tins in
Is that
about
it?
14 seconds.
I know that
He'll make up about 14
there's a lot
dozen
of beer
pies in
around
about
like that.
14 minutes.
There's
Now you'll see here he layers this
they don't
paste
put
over
all
the
the
top. He does
shit
not
in it places. There's a
push
few
the
places
pastry down.
around
He
that
just
do the
fills
Carlton
those with a preset quantity
direct from
filled
the
in
pump,
every
whatever it's
pie.
called.
Every pie will have exactly the same amount in it. And you'll notice here
Yeah.
that the meat is running right out
It's
to the
always,
edges. Now
always
say
the
he doesn't
best
press
tasting
them
beer
down.
is the
This
fresher
meat,
beer,
by
right?
filling them
That's
in
why
this
every
way,
country
he's
thinks
not,
their
the
own
nozzle
beer is
goes
the
close
best.
to
Yeah,
the
'cause
surface,
it's close to
spreads
the
the meat right out over the area and carries the pastry right to the bottom of the tin without any further effort. Now he'll fill those. He will just go ahead then, put the
Just
wand
send them
back,
to my house,
pick up a
please.
sheet of roll of top paste and put them over the top and just run that off the top of the paste. Normally the top pastry is pre-rolled and for a little while before, but the bottom paste is rolled as you use it. But the normal position is here that he got everything handy to himself. The knife's there where he wants it, the docker's where he wants it. He'll run the docker over the top of these now, punch them
I swear
down,
that can't be called a
the
docker
air out
anywhere
from
else,
inside
right?
of the
That's-
pie.
that has to be an
And
Australian
that's about all the
put.
knocking
It
down
isn't.
they need.
I don't
He will
know.
go to roll them with the rolling pin. If he notices any shrink back whatsoever in that first little bit of a
The
roll,
word docker in
he'll
my
then come
brain
back
just
and
says
he
cutting up
may
lamb
very
tails.
well touch them down if that was the case. But with the meat hot,
That's what a
very
docker
often
is.
most times that's not not needed. And he'll just run that rolling pin over,
Those
cuts
Geelong's a
all
war
the pies
place.
into shape.
We've got a
He'll
museum.
produce 60
I don't
dozen
think so.
pies an hour here
Yeah.
without much effort whatsoever. He can make all sorts of shapes and sizes. It's very versatile. He can make round, square, party pies as well
Round
as
square
oval.
party pies. They're my favourite.
And he doesn't really touch an individual pie on its own. The pastry is layered on, the meat's filled with a measured quantity, and the pies are made up at a very, very fast rate using very, very little labour, and the quality of the pie is superb. It's only a matter of the imagination, your own imagination as to what fillings you can use. That pastry is re-rolled again there now, remixed.
There you go. That's
and
what they do
will
with
be
it.
used
They
for
re-roll
bottoms
it.
again.
I had a
Now,
feeling
he
they'd
sprays them over the
recycle
top. Now there's no
somewhere.
need to rest these pies because the hot meat is there. They can go straight to
The
the
first
oven.
roll are the
saving
ones they
another,
put the
another
brand
process
name
of
on.
handling.
The second roll are
They
the
can either go
homemade
into
ones.
a rack oven, or they can go into a straight off the bench and straight into small ovens as you've got here, or through continuous bake swing tray ovens. You get a high production out, then the very, very little labour content involved. Now they're taken out, and again there's labour saving, because he doesn't handle one pie at a time. He will handle, in this case, 28 pies. He might be handling 24, depending on 60, depending on how many's on the pie tray pallet. He'll put a wire on top or a turning tray on top of those, turn them out onto the bench. They'll come out clean and easy on all occasions, provided there's damp has been left open on the oven at all times through the baking, and there's no steam retained in the baking process. Now he could put them in a box at this stage, directly out for delivery, thereby saving even more handling. He can handle those 60 dozen pies now on his own without any problem whatsoever.
He's talking about not handling a lot, but he did mention they had a lawsuit at
Now
the
that's
start
a
of the
very
video.
quick
He
operation.
didn't mention
Now, along
that.
with
He
the
mentioned that you can
pies,
avoid
you've got to do
lawsuits. He
pastry,
implied
and the pastry
lawsuits.
blocking press developed by Seaton's makes this a better operation, easier operation. You can block up all your remixed scrap, or your fresh mixed pastry, put them into the blocker here. That blocker will handle about, quite commonly handles 25 kilos of paste, but it doesn't matter if you only want to put 12 kilos in, because you'll notice here he's handling a 25 kilo block, and it's a fairly big block. The only effort really is picking it up and putting it onto the sheeter when he's finished. But it can handle, there's no limit to really what it'll handle. he'll just push that down, send the lever up. It'll block it up in a few seconds, and instead of a lot of hard
What
work,
other
that's
things will
blocked
it
up
block
nicely, squared up, and ready to go onto the pastry
Your
bake,
bowels.
ready
and
for
you
rolling.
eat it all.
What if we put a person in that box?
Pastry
They'll
bake.
get an
They're very
erection.
sturdy, as you see it there. Strongly built to take a rugged handling, as they very often collect a rugged handling in Australia when they're rolling out the quantities of pastry that's required for pies within Australia. And these machines are available, and they're semi-automatic, and they do a very fine job. Again, here we're up to the baker's mate, the Mark 9 filler, with all the products that it can do and all the different jobs it can do, all the fillings it can do, continuous filling.
Is it just me, or is this the same
spot,
footage, but he's
and,
still reading from the first time
high
he started
speed or
reading?
low speed. Available
Good question.
in fixed speed or variable speed unit.
He's not saying the same
and
thing,
depending
but
on the
it's the
quantity,
same
what
footage.
products you're doing, whether
I think
which
it's
one
slightly
you
different
require.
footage.
But either one
Maybe.
will do these jobs that are shown here, where you're running continuous sausage roll fill onto the bench. He has control of that switch at his hand, switches it off, switches it back on again when he's onto the next row, and a little knack in finishing up the rows there. And then he can also use that same machine for doing pasties, a meat-based pasty mix that you see going through here. That's preset intermittent fill of a quantity. Could be a lot less than that, or it could be a lot more than that, but the quantity is preset. The time for running is preset. The time for
Shows
hesitation
how
is preset,
switched on I
or
am,
it
I
can be
guess.
an intermittent single spot fill.
But the corn relish.
Now,
Wait,
these
apples.
are quite a
Apples.
chunky mixture going through here. It'll handle up to about a 10mm cube without any
Cool.
problems whatsoever.
I like that they have that information.
He will handle that through with a soft mix quite larger than that. But again, he's filling a product that's ready for hand folding, and it's
Yeah.
hand folded over into a
So
pasty
you didn't even
shape.
mention that it was apple that time.
Again, he's reset the
Again,
volume that he intends to use, the timer,
It's on repeat,
and
buddy,
now
it's
he's
fine.
going to fill flans,
You can
totally
stop
different
reading
quantity,
now.
but set every time to be the same amount. And every one of those flans will have the same quantity of fill in them. Now, this is
Flan.
apple, it could be fruit, it could be fish,
Yeah,
it
he
could
said
be
apple. It
meat
could be
and
fish.
many other products, cheese and
Fish pie.
spinach and cheese and all sorts of things that they use in different fills. Now, the Mark 9 can be used as a pie filler with hot meat. Hot or cold is not a problem, and that filled straight
Not a
over
problem.
intermittently again, but the hot meat had to be transferred over into the Mark 9. Far more desirable to use pie fill from the cooker depositor. Now, an attachment on the end of this Mark 9 is a screw on the end that you can fit any sort of attachment onto. You can fit piping bag attachments, as you see here, with the star filler to give a nice finish to the potato pies that he's topping off here. He could fit a fish tail to it and do icing for cakes with the quantity. If he had the quantity of them, they could run those, and the quantity could be preset. Now we'll go into more detail on the larger universal pastry lines. Now, the universal pastry line, of course, can be used for doing many types
Anything.
of Danish and
It's
pies
universal.
and all sorts of different
For
products.
anything you
But
want.
it is commonly used in Australia for doing sausage rolls, pasties and pies, and we'll go into a bit more detail here with this. Now, again, the same setup is used for the
Stop saying
doing the
again.
sausage
It's
rolls
about
that's fed
everything.
through, and it's
Again, I
very
won't stop
simple
saying
process,
again.
Very even
Because
fold,
we stole
neat
this shit.
fold. It goes through under a roller.
You're
and
making
then
the video,
it
buddy.
goes through under the cutting unit. This could be set up with a guillotine, or it could be set up with
Yes.
a simple
So buy my
cutting
machine
unit
and I'll
that you
stop
see
saying
here.
again. Again.
And
Okay.
they can
I'll buy it.
fill one man can run this machine, or he can speed it up so as that 2 or 3 men
Buy
can
one and
run
get
it.
a food truck.
And this particular case is one guy looking after the
come
pastry and the
park it
fill,
over at the
and
library.
another
I
guy
might be
looking
running a
after
food
the
truck.
taking off at the end.
Yeah,
And
sometime
it's,
in the next
he's getting
couple
quite a
years.
quantity of product out on this
You can
machine
buy your
this
own
way.
and work in someone
But
else's.
even when the
No, I'll have free
free
reign over
set of
someone else's.
pastry hits
right?
those folders, those folding shoes
What are you going to
work
make?
exceptionally
yet.
well.
Sausage
Time to
rolls?
think about it.
Because I know
They
somewhere you can
lift
get a
up
really
for
cool
ease
automator.
of cleaning.
Whoa,
and
where?
the whole
Dubbo.
unit will
Shit.
lift off to
You're
replace
here all the way to
the
Dubbo?
pastry
Yeah, road
folding
trips.
shoes for doing another
I'm
product.
curious. Do you reckon they've made
And
smaller versions of this shit by now?
He could
Like
lift
kids'
those off and
versions?
put them back down.
No,
or
just
individually
versions
lift each of
for
those
like
shoes
little
up and
food trucks.
hinge
Because
them
this
up
shit is
quite easily
huge.
for,
Yeah.
This isn't fitting
for
in
clearing and cleaning.
fitting in like a.
No, but you put it in your garage and then you do it all before you go out with your food truck.
It goes through underneath the rollers, pressed
That
down
wouldn't
there,
necessarily
and
be
then goes through up to
possible
the
with
cutting unit.
the food truck I'd be running. I mean, maybe, probably not though.
I can hear you breathing, old man.
Just taking a
Quite
break.
easy operation, as all of these machines are. Now the dripping unit on the sausage roll machine is set so that there are 4 cut-offs and on each row, and the tabs are lifted up here to see it. As the machine is stopped, the drip also stops, and therefore you don't finish up with a flood on at the end of the machine because you've stopped it. So you can stop and start this machine and no problem whatsoever. And of course, going back further up the machine, it goes where the roller paste is put on, the slitting cutters are put on there, and that's cut to the width that's required for the eventual sausage roll. And again, just a matter of put them on the trays and then gloss them and put them to the oven. Same machine, very similar machine, could be used for using pasties. This particular machine, the machine you've just seen,
God,
also
making me
made this
hungry.
particular pasty. But this is a different machine again. That's a 4-row Mark II filler with 2 rows cut off. It's just switched off. It's only a flick of a switch to turn them off. And you've got a 2-row filler working here and doing pasties, very chunky fill, and on an continuous intermittent basis. Set through the seat and folding shoes and through underneath the cutting unit for pasties, and just picked up at the end of the bench, just as simply as the sausage rolls. These are the D-shaped pasty, we commonly call them. Some places through the world call them a pie, but it wouldn't matter what
And
the fill
pie.
was, and the product is the same. Now a bit more detail on what we call the pie. Is the round pie here in Australia. Is the commonly called just the pies, but we have square, round,
It's
oval,
commonly called
and the
just
sausage
a
roll, as you
pie.
see there, another one of
Just
the
a pie.
units made on the same machine. Now these are the about 4.5-inch
Square round
P1
football.
pie. You'll see in some detail here coming through. Now this machine is running at a very slow rate, but it has got the 2 sheeter heads on it to joining the pastry, so it's continuous. It virtually doesn't have to stop at all, and the sheeter heads maintain a loop and a gentle loop there at all times. So the loop control that we speak of actually controls the speed of the in-feed pastry, and the pie tins or pallets are fed in here underneath and fed through underneath the bottom paste, and the tampers are there. Just to the left-hand side of the picture there, you can see the dripping unit. Now that's only used for sausage rolls, but it's still left on the machine. There's no need to lift it off the machine. It's running there. The blue light is showing that the machine is calling for meat. Therefore, there's a pump somewhere pumping meat over to it. That's done automatically. It's sensed that it needs meat, so it calls for meat. Goes through under the sheeting head, goes through under the post stampers, and then the
Whoa, get it quick.
air-driven controlled roller that makes keeps a
You don't
gentle
wanna
cut,
waste a single
pressure
pie.
on the tops to cut them clean, and you get a full pie on the base of these going through the glosser unit. Now this glosser unit is available in as a standalone unit from many other products. And in fact, here it could be wheeled away and used for many other products. If they're making Easter
Pottery.
buns or gloss buns, they could feed them
Especially
through there
pottery.
somewhere else. Wheel
But
quite a simple machine to
especially
wheel away
pies.
Glossing,
and
pottery, and
reuse for other purposes. Now this shows the sheet ahead stopping and starting here, just to maintain a
Mulch. You can
continuous
make mulch.
even flow. It's
Lost
set a little bit
mulch.
faster than,
Yeah.
basically set a little bit
Or
faster than the
a glossy
machine.
garden.
Stops and starts and keeps a nice even layer of pastry going onto the over the pie tins. Pie tins are fed through here from the pallet stack underneath the paste, and these are fed through and just fed through underneath. As you see here, now at that point there where you're looking at, there is a gust of air, a blow of air there to blow out any crumbs or dust that may have accumulated in the tins, and therefore
that
on the bottom of
crumbs.
every tin becomes cleared and cleaned before it goes through under the paste, just moments before. Again, the dripper for the sausage rolls not being used at the moment. The pre-stampers coming through here, stamping the shape out on the bottom before they're filled through the Mark II 4-row filler. 4 rows in action at the moment, and filling evenly on each fill. Now, as for pie meat like this, he only needs the 90-degree bends and depositing spouts on here, so there's only a very simple spout on this. But again, they're very easily cleaned. You can see the nut there at the bottom of them there. You can see all areas that need to be, that product pass through. You can open them up and look down them and see the cleanliness of them. The second roll of paste, which is the tops going through the second sheet ahead, the joining head, fed through underneath the patented post stampers, and then the
Don't
air
forget that
controlled
patented
pressure roller to give a nice even cut without excessive pressure on them. And you'll notice there it's quite a clean cut all the way through on both sides, either side, and right across are even. Now he is moving this scrap off by hand, and of course he got plenty of time to do that with this in this particular
He's got
machine.
plenty of
covering
time
the
to
speed
do
it's
that.
going. It has been considerably
Well, if he's got
increased
so
since
much
this,
time
but
to be
this was the first
standing.
night it went in and they ran it at a slow speed,
maybe you should
which is
clean
one of
it.
the features
Wait,
of the
that's
Seaton
lean.
machines. They can be run to slow speed until you get used to them, and then increased. In most cases, they're set that they can be increased in speed. Now this again is the 6-row machine.
How
It's
fast
a
can it
6-row
go?
filler, 800mm wide pastry break, so they require the trays to be 800mm, utilising 800mm of paste, and they're fed through, and again at a fairly steady rate.
It's interesting that he says paste
still running
instead
through
of
at,
pastry.
quite a large amount of product, but still with rolls of pastry. The trays are just individually
Sometimes.
fed through there from the pallet stack and fed through underneath the rolls of paste, and quite reasonable. There are, this is very crude, simple pastry re-rolled here. You can get auto rollers, and you can get the different types of feed rollers onto it, right up to the sheeting heads.
Auto rollers.
But of course this is just a simple basic gravity fed roll, and feeding through and seeming, for their particular place, doing quite a satisfactory job. It's just fed through as the pies
I
go
like
through.
gravity fed rolls.
6-row here again, slightly different nozzles. These are set
That's
up
just
that we could
pickle
put the
flavouring
drawback
all through
nozzles
it.
on it for muffins and that type of thing.
Soccer
Goes
club.
through under the
A jumper said
top roll
soccer
goes
club.
on it, and then it is docked, pressed down with the cutting roller and cut, and again spring-loaded cutting roller which maintains an even fill. Now this is being filled, the automatic fill setup turns the pump on and it is being filled. Now a variety of other products can be made with the multi-lines, the
What is that?
coffee
Fairy bread?
scrolls. There is a scrolling roller that
Cinnamon
you won't
toast?
see here, but it is available to doing coffee scrolls. but then you need a feed of soft dough as well, and many other products available. But getting into the higher
Yay,
quantities,
we've gone
higher
back to pizza
production, you
again.
would very likely need to get into the continuous automated pastry lines, the laminating plants, and to do continuous lamination,
Laminating plants?
either puff pastry or with say up to 144 layers of very high quality paste, or just up to 6 layers, 6 or 8 layers possibly for pies through a one laminating unit, and then through a cross sheeter, and then the gauging rollers. Now all of these, or many of these, are controlled by loop controls, as you see here. Now the loop control is on the sheeting heads as normal standard, and on many of these machines where pastry is going through, the loop control maintains an even loop in the pastry at all times. Now here it's being rolled up onto rolls to show you what can be done, but that could be fed automatically from there to the pie line or to the make-up line. And this is the loop control or pilot that controls the consistent flow over the pie line. Now this is the high-speed machine doing 30,000 party pies an hour in this part.
Yeah.
And
Turn
you'll
it
see
up
them
to
fed
max.
here. It's got a side feed, and they feed
many
through
pies
the
can we do?
pastries fed over the top of the trays. The dockers come down and cut with an indent for the pastry,
Was
ready
that a
for it to go under the
Did
filler.
he just burp on the
filler
recording?
is the special function filler, 6 row in this case, capable of doing pieces up to the size of half an apricot, but this is a special function filler, and
Half
not
an apricot.
commonly used, but still possible to do special projects. Filler, 6 row, 4 row, or whatever. But the special function filler is Mark 6 is available for certain products. Now again, here the automatic scrap removal. That scrap is being removed automatically because of the high-speed production.
It's got a
And
moon
the
on it.
same machine then set up to do square pies and
Now squish it.
different varieties of square pies marked with different markers sometimes. But the square pies are fed through. Now these trays are made up for automatic scrap removal, a little gap in between lengthways. It's also the trays are being fed from the side feed, which means it's not packed up underneath the pallets, but it's a special side feed for high-speed machines, and it just makes it a little bit easier for feeding the pallets into it when you're
They
doing
made
such
a
a
pie
high
with a
speed.
moon on it.
Loop control
Moon
there.
pie.
You can
Yeah,
see
time
just
to be alive.
controlling the pastry, the loop in the pastry at all time again off the automatic
Pew, pew.
feed.
Oh, pew.
Pre-stampers before they go through the under the Mark
Yeah, he
6
has
filler
been
again for filling.
saying a lot of the same
And,
stuff over and over again.
Can be done for in this case 4 row.
Again, he
You'll
likes to
see
do that.
somewhere else 2 row and 6 row, whatever. The little bit more effort to change over from the different rows, but the cylinder is pulled out and changed over. Takes 5 minutes to do a changeover on that, where it would take about 10 seconds or 2 seconds to do a changeover on the Mark II filler.
Depends on how
Now
good you are.
again, as I said, the
Either
scrap
10
removal
seconds
is
or 2
automatic.
seconds.
Goes through the glosser unit. Now this glosser unit is just a standalone unit, as you see here, and is commonly taken away and used for other products when not being used for pies. Although this factory is running now nearly 24 hours a day, and well, it is running 24 hours a day, and it's running I think about 16 hours a day on pies. And that's over 1 million pies a week being made in this factory at the moment.
Million.
Now here's the round pies going through. The round lunch
It's a lot
pie,
of
4
pies.
1/4 pie, 4 1/2 inch pie,
For a
and
hungry,
they're going
hungry
through
nation.
the pre-stampers
Yeah.
under the
Pie lovers.
Mark 6 filler, special purpose filler, and then beyond to the tops, have the tops put on them through the sheeting head. The sheeting head is maintaining a continual
I think
even
access to this
flow.
sort of
Here it
machine.
is again, stopping and
Think of all the
starting
fun
as
pies you could
to
make.
maintain a consistent
Just the random shit
and
you
gentle
put in just to be like,
tension
"Oh,
on the
this be a
paste
nice pie?"
without having it over tension, so it will
We've got one of those little single
stretch.
ones.
And
We do
these
that.
the scrap,
That's
the
an
outside
awesome
scrap
idea.
is being removed, and these the
Probably
centres
get one
are
for
being the
myself.
diamonds in the centre are being
a
hand
waffle maker.
removed before they go through the glosser.
Waffle
Now
makers are
back
great.
through the glosser again here, picked up and put onto the rack, ready
We
to
used
go
to
to
have
the
them.
oven.
But you over waffled it.
No, I think we bought it on holiday and
These
just never
machines
used
can
it.
run up to 6 metres a minute.
Got rid of it, I think.
And of course beyond that if they were required to. There's
We only
certainly no
get the
limit
little
on
like
that.
$10
But they set
tiny
up
ones.
sales at normally for 6 metres.
We got probably.
Now the same machine will be running family pies here. You'll see now these family pies are in foils. The foils are made. The foils are fitted
Foiled
into
again.
a specially designed seat and pallet.
Again.
For the particular
Okay.
purpose. And they run. They could be. This particular one is fish pies, chicken
it?
pies. But they could be
Okay.
fish pies. They could be
Could
fruit
be.
pies. They could be meat pies, large flans, and of course again, fed. The bottoms are fed automatically from the automatic laminating plant, and the tops are fed on from rolls off a secondary laminator. And here's the
Laminator.
sheet ahead again, just maintaining a gentle loop at all times over the top of that paste, and fed through from the Mark 6 filler.
Mm-hmm. What
Come
else
out,
can it do?
they're automatically scrap removed. And that goes back
What
to
more do you want?
It goes back into the bottoms, and
It makes
of course
pies,
that's
damn it!
automatic again.
Just make the
but,
fucking pies.
That could be in
Buy
higher
it.
production.
Buy it
factories.
and make
Eventually
pies
this will
already.
be fed straight right back to the machines automatically, to the mixers automatically, through underneath the glosser unit, and picked up and put into the
Oh,
oven.
look,
Brought out of
family
the oven
pies.
and baked, and of course packaged here as you see.
Uh-oh.
Now coming
no.
to pastry lines and makeup lines. This is another.
Spark pie?
Wait, makeup
The
lines?
Setons are commonly doing, making specifics for particular purpose units.
How do we get
and
the
what
fire
you
or the
see there
sparks
is a
into the
big
pie,
pizza
though?
line that was in the process of manufacture at that stage. And this is it here in the factory. The wide extruder unit here, extruding continual band of dough up through into the proofing unit under a pressure roller, as the customer's requirements, under a slight pressure roller, and this is done, and then it goes up further and goes underneath the cross pinner. Given a little bit of time, goes under the cross pinner. Now this is an essential part of the operation to get the tensions
An
all
essential
out
part of the
evenly
pizza.
before it eventually normally goes
The
through
essential part.
roller, a stretching roller, and reducing roller again. Then it goes through a proving unit, possibly for 20 minutes, and goes through underneath the cutters. Now those cutters can be raised as 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch, and 16-inch. Just by the swing of a lever, you can change the size of your particular product being used, and these of course set up here in a bank of 4 different varieties. Now they feed through underneath there. The offcuts are fed back automatically back to the ready back for the mixer. The circles, proved circles, are going through, and they go through underneath a saucing unit here, and they are sauced on top, passed on further into the oven, and baked for
Yeah,
about
but where do you get 'em
2.5 minutes in this particular place. And this gives quite a nice par-baked pizza bake, very, very nice pizza base.
Very, very nice.
If
Just
you could
glossed
pick one of
with,
these up
sprayed over
second hand,
with
for like
very
a
much the
relatively
same as
cheap,
the
like we're
glosser
upgrading,
unit,
we're
with
getting
an
rid of this
adaptation
thing
of the
we've had
glosser
for
unit
decades
sprayed
now.
over with tomato sauce.
You could make a fucking
and,
fortune with it.
Of course, this is a recycled.
Seriously,
recircled,
the rate that this thing is pumping out
product,
food.
so anything that goes through goes back through again and is pumped
You
back
could
up
literally,
through again. It
if
goes
you
through a
could
pumping
somehow
unit
fit
rather
this
than a
machine in a van,
gravity-fed
in a truck,
and
you could just
that
park
then
somewhere
goes
and be
into
like
the
$3 for a
built
whole
tunnel
pizza,
oven. This is an electric
and people would be
tunnel
like,
oven,
"Well, fuck yeah, that's
and
so
it
cheap.
goes
We
in for
will
about,
we will get that."
About 7-meter oven. I think goes for 2.5 minutes
I
through
guarantee
this
you're
oven
making a profit on
and
that.
comes out the other end.
Huge profit.
And ready for cooling. Goes through a bit of a cooler. It's in a
Yeah,
straight
that is
line
a
up to
very
here, and
big
then it
machine.
does a
You would need a
U-turn and
semi-trailer.
back along the cooling line.
So how
Which
cool
goes
would it
through
be if you had a
underneath an initial
semi-trailer?
exhaust to
Yeah.
take the
And
initial
inside it was a
steam
pizza.
and
I feel like the
exhaust off it,
semi-trailer would
and
cost
goes
less than this
along
machine.
A long band for
Build
a
it
couple of
into
10
the
minutes, and
semi-trailer,
then
and there's your
before
food
they
truck.
pack
Your
them
food
and
truck is a
pack them
full
back
semi,
into,
like the monster
into
truck
the
trucks.
packages ready for
Hell yeah.
dispatch.
Now that I want.
Everyone else turns up with their little.
about
I didn't even think a
vans.
semi-trailer would fit this. Look how big that is.
You park in
That
front
thing
of
is
them all.
fucking huge.
Open the back.
Let him cool
Start
before
throwing
the
out
handles.
pizzas.
Package back into the package ready for dispatch.
Angelo's frozen pizza.
All over Australia.
Let's look it up. Can you still get that?
Similar to the pizza line, the pita bread or the flatbread line. This again, many names for the same product, but it's a flatbread process. Very much the same process for the pizzas. It's fed through a extruder, the gauging
You
roller,
sure can.
cross
Yay!
pinner, gauging roller again,
Good on
then
you,
cut to
Angelo.
the
Crazy.
size and fed
And they're
straight
based
through
in
the oven.
Queensland.
Now again here the wide extruder.
Nice.
I think
That's
it's
cool.
about a 700mm wide extruder here, working.
I still
and
regularly
that's
think
fed
about that
through
beer
at
we
a very
tried
slow
that was
rate
made with
because again I think the
pizza
oven
yeast.
speed is 1.8 meters
How
a minute,
goddamn incredible that was.
and
That was near
so
my
it's got to
birthday
go
at
at a
the
very
beer
slow
fest.
speed
Yeah.
to maintain the
Yeah.
right quantity going to
I
the
saw
oven.
them setting up the beer festival
Flour
this year,
put
and I
under and over the
there was definitely a
product
moment
as
of like,
required.
man, I wish.
Goes through the gauging roller
I
and
wish.
goes onto the
Didn't go
proofing
this year.
belt. Travels there for a
Yeah, had
couple of
other
minutes
plans.
before it goes underneath
I didn't drink all
the-
January.
Oh, good.
cross pinner.
Congratulations on dry January.
This takes the tension out again.
Was that
evens the
intentional, or
tension
was that
out and
just
gets the
like a-
structure in the product?
No, I felt like crap. I needed
And
to.
before
New
it
Year's was-
detox.
well, it
I needed a
goes
detox
underneath the
after
cross
going
pinner.
from happy drinking on Halloween to like I don't want to be here drinking on Christmas to
Give it
oh
a
my
bit of
god I've
proof
been
for a
drinking too
start.
much and now I'm drinking more on New Year's.
Mm.
So that needed a detox.
Yeah. Yeah.
We found a fat lamb that wasn't the normal 8%.
cross
It was
pinner.
a 16%.
Oh,
fat lamb.
no,
Cross
dude.
pinner here.
And it was like
takes the tension, cross
Japanese
tension out of
plum
it.
flavored or something.
Oh, that would
And,
taste
so
alright,
there in this
actually.
particular
Delicious.
case,
It would have, it would
had
have
that-
to be like
two
a
lots of
strong
rollers.
flavor.
Yeah.
one before
it's
and
gonna
one
be nice.
after.
And also
the
the alcohol back
cross
flavor is
pinner.
kind of
More
what
are
a lot
available
of like
for higher
Japanese
speed
Mm.
production and
drinks and
higher
stuff have
quantities.
anyway when it comes
Then
to
there's
booze.
then they up to
Yeah, I don't
3
remember
or
what it's
4
called, but
sets
it
of
says that Japanese
gauging
alcohol
rollers.
comes in the bottles like
And,
this size,
for
Yeah.
maybe slightly
bread,
bigger,
pocket bread
and you
so
could buy
forth.
it
The
like a bottle of it at a bar for
travels a lot
like
faster
12
than this
bucks.
through a short oven and very short
It's
baking.
mainly
And
you
sweet
get a
sugars
perfect
and
Yeah,
some
bake.
booze.
yeah, but
And
fuck,
it's
it was
Contrary to
good.
what
Like,
people,
heavier
some
than
people
you'd
have
expect for
thought
the
in the
price
past,
too.
it's well
Oh,
and
yeah.
truly proven. is
and I
that
always
the
found that
cut
'cause
edge
the bar that I
does
used to
not
like
lose the
just
gases
before I stopped
when
playing
on
Smash
puff-
forever, when I
on
finally
pocket bread.
decided I'm
If
done,
you want
I
pocket
would go to
bread,
tournaments at this
it
bar
gives
that
you
would sell
a
that shit.
good, even, exact size all
And I
the
would
time.
always play better
And,
while I was
it
drinking
doesn't
a
affect
peach flavored
the,
one.
the pocketing effect.
Yeah,
on
did
the,
you
on
peach
the
is
dough.
main as well?
Scrap is
No, I was
taken off
playing
and
Luigi
taken
and Marth
back
still.
and
Like I
fed
was
back
doing
into
my
the mixer
thing,
or
but
the
like
extruder again.
yeah, it was
Drinking
just,
peach and I'm
this is
playing
fed on
peach.
from
it was
a
fucking
short
crazy.
groover
Like
after being cut
I'd
onto
play
another
like
groover,
shit, and I would like
and
lose
then
the first game in the
through
winners
and into
bracket,
the
and I would
oven.
go into losers bracket, and I'd
And,
just be
before baking,
sipping from 2 bottles of
it
this
being
peach
baked.
stuff, and I would just start fucking people up that I had no right to beat. It was very strange.
Going around a 90-degree corner is not as easy as
Yeah, one of the
some
things that
people
made
have
me
thought.
realize,
Won't-
like
the
in retrospect, how
circular
like
belt that we
fucking
saw
like
earlier on the pizza
crazy
won't
out of
work with
control my
dough
drinking
because it'll
was
stretch and
when
distort the
I
shape of
started,
your
like when I took
pizza.
that
So
6
you need
months
to
off drinking
pass it through
at one
a
point.
90-degree special special 90-degree turning.
The first, and I thought like my tolerance would be
Now,
so
this
good now.
is
Like I would
being
probably need a few beers
just
to get
docked
drunk. So I went to my
before
brother's
going to
house
the
and
oven,
started drinking,
and
and it took fucking forever to even get like a buzz going, even though I hadn't had a drink in 6
That
months.
goes then across into the oven.
I was like, oh, this isn't good. At least in retrospect. At the time, I didn't really notice because that was part of the
Now, that
course, I
oven,
guess.
if you wanted pocket bread, would be a little bit hotter than it
Yeah,
is.
like,
and if
2
you
years,
wanted
so-
the
That's a
exact
long
product he
time.
wants here, it needs to be a little bit
I miss
slower
beer,
bake
but
and a little bit
not that
cooler
much.
than that because it is pocketing. There's certainly proof here that there's no the circle cut doesn't lose the
Definitely
gases.
don't miss
It will still
hangovers.
maintain the gases and work quite effectively as a
The
pocket
joys
unit.
of working on Sunday mornings is a lot of
But they're not
like,
particularly
people with
looking for
hangovers will
pocket
come
here,
in
but
and
the
you'll
pocket
see
is
how
not
shit
doing
they
any
look, and I
harm
just think
either,
like,
so
I'm glad I'm not you, dude.
It goes through. It's lightly
Glad I don't have
baked,
to
it's
go
still
through
left
that.
soft, and the then is fed through a cooling time cooler, and then onto a circular table where it's picked up and manually packaged for. Well, that's about it for this demonstration.
For what?
Thank you for your time in watching this
Aw.
video through. And hopefully it's been of some benefit to you. And I thank you for your time and look forward to hearing from you in the future.
Huh.
Seaton's Bakery Equipment of Dubbo is an innovative family
Hi,
business
people,
founded
bye,
in
people.
1975 by Frank Seaton, made famous by the
Frank
Seaton system, which
Seaton.
single-handedly revolutionized pie making, offering savings of up to 75%. Their superior systems have made Seaton's a leading manufacturer in the Southern Hemisphere, and their equipment is exported worldwide. Seaton's expertise has helped many large and small operators to be considerably more
That's
profitable.
lucky.
Seaton's, your pastry equipment innovators.
You can call them. Oh look, they did do the triangles like I asked. Ah, perfect. Sounding board is Mama, take this pastry.
Frank Seaton passed away like 4 years ago.
Oh.
He died from COVID-19.
Oh. And now he's knocking on Seaton's door.
He's inventing pie-making equipment in heaven.
Is that the entire amount of licensing they actually paid for? Did they actually
They
pay
did
for
not
licensing?
pay for that. No fucking
Then
way.
why'd they stop it?
They just forgot.
I forgot to not stop it.
This it's like this is just tacked on the end.
Cool.
This was extra footage they had put on just in case.
Well, I'm hoping there's some
Used for
footage of
mainly
them
for
like
training,
mucking about,
the teaching of the
throwing pies at each
using of
other.
the pie making system with far more detail.
I've got some
This is
outtakes
Chris
at the
Seaton
end.
again here, just
Oh,
demonstrating
that's
this.
Chris
Now,
Seaton.
This is a video
we
you've
should,
seen
we
a
could have
while
known
back,
that the whole time,
but
we didn't.
We're going to go into a lot more detail and give you a lot of hints and suggestions as we go along. Some of them are repeating myself, but again, this is the 200 litre
Again.
cooker and
Oh, wow.
deposit from Seaton's Bakery Equipment, designed by Seaton's, and that's Seaton's, Frank Seaton, myself. I
Take two.
was a baker, and I designed this system to plainly make my work easier. Now, the water again
But
been
wait,
added.
there's
The
more.
meat's going to be added, the thickening brought to the boil, the thickening added, and then from there on, let's go on
I know
and
exactly
give
how
you
meat pies
as
are
many
made.
hints as we possibly can over the period. Now, so
Whoa.
rather a long video
Whoa.
this part of it now, and but as many hints and suggestions as I can throw in. If you want more details, here I suggest you sit and just listen to what's being said here and try and consider what we're saying here.
Yes,
Out of this, these
Well,
are
then
Seaton
say it.
palletized tins. Very quick.
That's the beautiful thing about this tape. It actually never ends.
Way!
Never mind.
It got to the end.
No, I totally stopped it.
Oh.
Yeah, totally stopped it. They say if you watch any more, it drives you insane.
Good. Now we get to learn about cordon bleu again, and this time
Never
I
heard of
gotta
it.
try and pay attention.
Digitally secured.
Yeah, I know. How cool is that sticker?
Ooh.
It's got a blue tape protector, and it's got digitally secured.
Get out of there, you.
Yay. Repeated with more detail is what it says. So it's the same thing, but he had to say, like, try
there
and
we
find
go.
more things to say, but he didn't.
You don't have an introduction where I just tell you the basics, and now here's the more detailed rundown.
Success today in the world of food and wine requires a combination of professionalism and passion. Caring for the details, balancing the ingredients, which make the difference between a good meal
So
and a
this is
simply
the
great
guide, the
dining venue.
compendium that goes with the,
It's
the
an
video.
exciting challenge, and the world is ready to richly reward those with the skills
Trains!
and experience
Oh, I
to
love
master not only the
trains!
kitchen, but the business as well.
probably
Managing
didn't
a
see it, but
restaurant
there's
successfully,
almost a tank
it
engine
depends
coming
on
out of the
mastering
screen.
many
Is there?
things.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you
I
want
watched
to
the show,
master
that's
your
all.
future?
But that's okay.
Now,
No, it's actually based
there's
on the
a
old
way.
show.
Oh, that's alright.
There's one name which the world
That's what
knows
surprised me the
delivers
most,
the
like,
winning
it
ingredients
looks like
in
the
culinary arts and education. Le
Did
Cordon
you see
Bleu.
who's making it? Is it like McCroyd's or?
No, it's made by the same people
The
who make one of the
first
train
Le Cordon
sim
Bleu
games.
school opened in Paris in 1895, and its reputation for achieving the absolute best in cuisine was soon matched by its success with quality training.
Asparagus.
And such was the demand
By
by the
Dovetail
hospitality
Games.
industry
Dovetail.
that further
Oh, they did
schools were
Ray
opened
Train and whatnot,
in
yeah?
key cities.
Train Sim World.
Proof that the Le Cordon Bleu
Seems to be
seal
what
of
they do.
quality means success around the world.
Cool.
Oh, yeah,
Train
train
sim
Those who
guys
graduate
doing
with a Le Cordon
specifically
Bleu
Thomas.
have a
I'll have to
great
put that
start
on.
to their career.
Yeah, see, like
But
it's actually
don't take my
based
word for
on
it.
the original.
So is it for kids or
Hello,
is it for
my
like
name is
you?
Michelle St. Victor.
I
and
guess I'll find out
graduated
when I
from the
buy it for
Cordon
Jackson
Bleu
and
Grand
me, and we'll see
Diplôme
who plays it more.
1996. I am assistant
love
restaurant
it if it's
manager
just
at the New
Train
York
Simulator,
Palace
but
in New York
Well,
City.
that's the thing, they have
Cordon Bleu
DLC
gives you
for
skills
Train
and an
Simulator
in-depth
that comes with the tank
understanding of
as
the
well.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Now, I
So
can
I-
deliver
it could go either way.
recommendation and a good quality service to my clients in the hospitality industry.
This role relies heavily on staff management and financial and system control. And the fundamentals I learned at LCB have been crucial in allowing me to manage this.
At the Cordon Bleu, not only do we do classical French cuisine, but we also do many different types of cuisines from all over the world.
Le Cordon Bleu is now offering an exciting new advanced diploma and a bachelor degree in restaurant management in one of the world's most exciting destinations,
Yeah, how was that?
Australia,
It's like
where a
mushrooms.
meeting of Eastern and
Just
Western
garlic
cultures
mushrooms, but
has produced stylish,
snails.
innovative cuisine matched with
It's one of
world's
Captain Kidd's
best
favourite
training.
dishes, though. He says that
It's a
nothing's
great
quite like it,
opportunity.
but I kinda
Take
just
it
would've
at
preferred
Regency
mushrooms.
Hotel School.
But it was nice.
Maybe I'll try it sometime.
As with restaurants,
I've definitely
names
had some,
matter.
like,
And
pastries
in
and
Regency
things like that.
Institute, you have a name known internationally. It has been selected by Le Cordon
Oh,
Bleu,
I like
the
it.
Swiss
I never
Hotel
knew.
Association,
Cargo
and the
pastry
South
store.
Australian government as the Asia
It doesn't actually
Pacific
have any
base
snails,
of the
it's just
world's best
in-
training in
Yeah,
hospitality and the culinary arts.
But no.
The care for the students is great. The lifestyle here in South Australia is very close to the Provence down under, and the value for money makes it an unbeatable place to go to earn the best restaurant management program in the world. I'm biased saying this, but I believe it's true, and for the best value of money.
Is that better?
With a kind of lifestyle memories
Just 'cause
as
we're mumbling.
you only live once.
We don't believe what we're
Regency
saying is
Institute is a
important.
winner of awards for Australia's
is
best
anything
training
important?
provider and
Let's
for
be
its
honest.
contribution to tourism. Each year, Regency attracts
really.
nearly 20,000 students.
Although those
But the
computers.
best statistic is
short.
that
Quit your
98%
job.
of students
Slack
find
off.
industry
Hell yeah,
positions
dude.
on completing their course. The reasons for this are many, and can be found on a tour of this remarkable location.
Welcome to
I'm very
Regent
impressed by the
Tea
discipline of
Institute.
this institute. The lecturers are quite friendly, they're efficient, and they're professional too. And I think the reputation which I'll be getting is going to be valuable all over the world.
Chop, 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 chop.
Bringing the ingredients together.
With a
Regency's lecturing staff are widely respected for their teaching and technical
Whoa.
skills.
You
You
go
can
to
make
work there, you
invaluable
get so many
contacts
glasses
in the
of wine.
industry
You
and
should do
take
another
internationally accredited
challenge.
study
I know we had one
programs,
prepared, but I've lost all
providing
the information
real-world
for it.
experience and on-the-job training.
We take classical techniques very seriously here. Quality hands-on training is our hallmark. We use it to take
you have any,
students
like,
from the initial
really
culinary
short
skills to
cooking
management
tapes,
degrees.
maybe
we develop
like
our students to international standards.
like as short
and
as
the ability
possible.
to integrate
Bring that,
classical
and then 1 week we'll watch it,
principles
and the
of
next week
contemporary
or
style
2
innovation.
weeks later watch
This
it
gives
again,
them the
but also
tools to
have
master their technical, creative,
our own spins
and
on it to
business
share.
roles. The Advanced Diploma in
That might be a
Restaurant
fun way to
Management,
do it,
leading
right?
to a bachelor's degree, is a superb balance of classical theory and hands-on training with the full semester devoted to industry placement.
Students will gain
Well,
in-depth knowledge
the
and
shed's
practical
being ripped apart
problem
and put
solving,
back together
operational
at the moment,
and
so we'll
entrepreneurial
be able to
skills.
go through and find all sorts of things.
Perfect ingredients, perfectly balanced, providing a passport to work anywhere in the world. Regency is ideally situated a few minutes from Adelaide, the city at the heart of Australia's food,
It is
wine
pretty
and
rad.
festival culture.
Festival culture.
Set between a beautiful sandy coastline and picturesque hills, which are home to wildlife, wineries, and pioneer
What type
towns,
of pills?
Adelaide offers a
What
cosmopolitan
type of hills
lifestyle
don't look
built
good in a
around the
picture?
arts, gardens, galleries, and Australia's
Um,
highest concentration of quality
good
restaurants
question.
serving authentic international cuisines.
Invisible ones.
Living and studying at Regency
Melbourne
is
is
a
the
delight.
foodie city.
The campus is
They're
set
trying
in
to
parkland,
tell us it's
offering
Adelaide
both
in this
peace
video.
for concentration and relaxation, plus a good choice of activities. To help you enjoy your time
Maybe
There it is,
and
there
to
it is. What
achieve
is
your
it?
best, students are given
Was
every
it
support
Centipede,
for
the-
any
the
study,
pinball game?
health, or personal
been.
issues which may arise.
If it was pinball, Ape Sentai would have
Lecturers
known
are
if he was
always
here.
on
He'd have
hand,
pointed it out
and there's a
immediately.
student support services unit offering full counselling, 2 doctors, and a special international division which helps overseas students with accommodation and provides an orientation program to make acclimatization easy.
I'm a qualified chef. I'm just doing this to further my studies and improve my career prospects.
With the lecturers, they're very professional, but they're also very eager to help you. They're very approachable. If you go and see them at any time, they'll discuss anything with you and go over anything you need to know.
I think what I've enjoyed most is the lifelong friendships of staff
I'm
and
just here to
fellow
make
students
friends.
from around the world.
I want to work in the industry in a management position, so Regency is a great place to give you the confidence and the work experience to be able to do that.
In these ways, Le Cordon Bleu and Regency Hotel School provide winning ingredients.
Winning.
Achieving the right balance.
I suppose those
Here
other
is
schools,
your recipe for
losers.
success.
With those unwinning ingredients. You don't even know about onions. Well, it looks like both the tapes are the same.
Down to the very quality.
Yep.
Probably never watched.
No. Thanks, Liz Daniels.
What a
And-
legend.
And also Margaret A. Hess, whose business cards are in the things. This one's just got the one business card.
Oh, we'll have to make copies. Hand them out to people. Mm.
Media motion.
Thanks, Media Motion. Your work has been invaluable to the food community. Shall we go back to close up then?
We learned so much about pies.
Well, pie machines.
Yeah.
Hey now.
What else?
I don't even know.
It's the second Wednesday of the month, which means tonight is VHS night at the pub. We're taking a copy of Tank Girl. I want to watch Tank Girl, but I'm not sure that we're going to get to watch Tank Girl because I'm also taking a copy of Mark Twain. Have you seen Mark Twain? You remember what movie that is? It's the claymation one where the Mark Twain takes the kids to visit Lucifer.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
That's fun.
So
That's one of those like
that might top
cursed.
Trumpet because I found it.
That's one of those like those films that people consider cursed.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
And we used to watch it on SBS when we were younger. It used to play on SBS occasionally.
Thanks for the bits of Austria.
So, yeah. What else am I taking? I'm taking Little Shop. I doubt that'll get played. Not this yet. I'm voting for Tank Girl though.
Go
Oh,
on,
what
Tank
Tank
Girl.
Girl. Yeah. You go.
Well, anything else you wanna?
I went through 2 boxes of pre-recorded blanks the other day that had been sitting on my floor for like a month, and I just thought they were nice and comfy and in a box and safe, and I just never touched them.
Yeah.
And it turns out that most of it was home movies, like nearly every single one in the box, and it was a donation. And the lady, I remember her saying, "Oh, there might be some whatever, but you can do whatever you want with them." And I'm like, cool. And now I should remember who gave them to me because they are all home movies. The vast majority, 95% of them, are Senior Citizens Club performances where they do like a variety show where they sing and dance and put on little whatever they wanted to do because it's a seniors club.
That sounds fun, honestly.
And yeah, there's like a whole bunch of those tapes. So I was thinking I'd bring one of those next time we have a show.
Sounds
Watch
good.
the oldies do little tap dances and stuff.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Well, until then, folks.
Yeah, tune in next time to avoid late fees.
Yeah, do just that.